Have you ever met a gangster?
Cause I'm an island boy. I'm just trying to make it.
Wankers.
No. I mean a real gangster. That's more like it.
You know, we were talking about being gangsters, right?
Let's get into it.
Now, before we start, got a little joke for you. You'll love this one. Paranoid schizophrenic who walks into a bar.
So growing up as a youngster, I got into a lot of crazy shit when I was very young. 15, 16 years old, I started to run around with guys that did drugs and stole things and did stuff that I was never involved with up to this point. Anyways, long story short, we start getting into stealing and we have to be able to sell things that we steal, right? So everything starts out and we have a few people that give us lists. Like Christmas time will come around and they have a list of stuff that they want to get for their family or whoever it is, and we're going to give it to them at half price, so they give us lists. But this only works so much, you know what I'm saying, once a year for Christmas. And then maybe those people hit us up for other stuff, so we try to find people that we can sell to. Somewhere through the lines, I can't remember exactly how we got hooked up with this guy, but we hooked up with this dude, Sonny. And when I tell you that Sonny was a gangster, he was a gangster. This dude had a bodyguard that followed him around and just watched his back. You know what I'm saying? I remember walking into the pawn shop one time and dude had, man, what was that guy's name? I can't remember his name to save my life. You got to think this is 30 years ago. And I remember I walked in and he had this dude's thumb bit back. And he was down on the ground and he was on his knees like this and he was screaming, ah. And Sonny was telling him about getting his money to him. He was like, yo, you got to get my money. And I think that was one of the times that we walked in and we really knew that it was like, yo, this guy's somebody that you really don't want to screw with. So the first time we met him, he didn't even have a pawn shop. Like he was just buying and selling things, right? So we ended up going to his house. And I remember when we went to his house, we had, I don't know, $1,200 or $1,500 worth of stuff, retail price. And he said he would give us half price for anything we brought him. So, of course, we're in, bro. Like, you know what I mean? I can steal $1,000 thing and bring it to you for $500 and it only takes me 10 minutes. I was all over that when I was a kid. Like, that was easy money. You know, I didn't know any better. I just wanted money, and that was our easy way to get money. These kids were showing me how to do this shit that I had never known how to do before. So anyways, a couple years goes by and Sonny opens up a pawn shop and he wants us to bring all this stuff to him for his pawn shop. Now he's not making us sign the paperwork or anything like that on any of the things that can be traced. But if it is something that we know is not going to be traced back to us anyhow, we'll sign the paperwork and log it in, whatever. That way it keeps things legit for him. But we're giving him 10 or 15 whatever things on the side that he's just giving us cash money for that nobody's writing down. So we would take drills and sawzalls and anything that we could get down our pants, we would take up there and sell to this dude. Like, I remember him buying about $1,000 worth of Tylenol and ibuprofen and all that stuff. And then he started a shelf in the back of the store that had all these medicines that you would pay $1 for. And here he had them for 75 cents or whatever, because we sold them to him for a little bit of nothing. And we did that for a few years that we was selling to Sonny. Maybe it wasn't a few years, hell, maybe it was just a year. But we sold to him for a while. Eventually his pawn shop got to the point where it was prosperous. It was doing good. And I remember him telling us one time, he was like, yo, don't bring me any more drills. He's like, you can't bring me any more drills because I have about $75,000 worth of drills in a storage compartment and I can't sell them. He's like, I just can't take any more drills, because we could get 3 drills at one time, one person, one in each side, easy, maybe one in the middle. But if you could get 2 of them and that was $50 a piece, that was $100 in 15 minutes. I know it sounds horrible, man. I'm just explaining how we did things. I'm not justifying it. I'm not saying that anything we did was right, because I paid a lot of time in prison and I hurt a lot of people throughout the process. I'm just telling you the story of how this went down. So years goes by, whatever it was, and we're selling everything to Sonny. And then this other guy pops up named Cookie. Okay, so Cookie wants to make sure that he has things to sell as well. So now we're at the point where Sonny's only offering us like 25% for everything that we bring instead of 50. Well, Cookie's back to 50%. He's like, I'll give you 50% on everything. So, you know, Sonny, you're hit, bro. We're going over here to see Cookie. Now, Sonny doesn't like this at all. So now we're selling the Cookie. He's giving us 50%. He starts a pawn shop, okay? So now we got these two pawn shops and we can go back and forth to either one. But these dudes are constantly battling. There's another dude in this story I'm going to tell you about later that ends up getting murdered. So at this point, just these two guys right here are battling back and forth over us and over the people that are bringing it. Like, they know the thieves in the area, and they're the ones buying the stuff. Like, when we first start, there's nobody really bringing them anything but us, but eventually they find more people. And the next thing you know, we're coming in and we're seeing stuff that is brand new and whatever, and we know where it came from. Like, we've been doing this for a while, and we know he has new people. So anyways, Sonny gets to the point to where he's kind of angry because now we're not really bringing him a bunch of stuff, and he offers us to rob Cookie. Okay, he's like, yo, here's what I got going on. I got the code to get you past the alarm. You can go in, steal all the jewelry. He said, that's all I want. All I want is the jewelry. Bring me the jewelry. I'll give you $10,000. 10 grand for the jewelry, just the jewelry. You can take whatever else you want. I might buy some of it. I might not, whatever you want to do. Then when you come out, you're going to reset the alarm and you're going to throw a rock or something through the window and bounce. That way you're gone way before like as soon as the police are being notified, you're leaving. We're like, dude, okay, maybe let's think about it. So like a week goes by and we tell Sonny we don't want to do it. Like, yo, this is too much. We're too young. We're not whatever, happy about doing it. So we don't do it. Dude, I'm telling you, it's not 2 weeks later. It goes down. And it goes down exactly like Sonny said it was going to go down. We didn't do it, bro. We didn't do it. So we have the balls to actually go back to Cookie's pawn shop after it had been robbed and try to sell him some stuff. Bro, as soon as we walked in, he accused us up and down. He knew that we did it, even though we didn't. He knew it. He was like, I know you did it. I know Sonny's the one that sent you in here. I know y'all are the one to rob my shit. Get the fuck out. I ain't buying nothing from you. And we're stuck like, yo, what the hell, bro? Like, we didn't do it. And I'm sitting there explaining to him. I kind of remember now that I'm talking about it. I was like, yo, we didn't do it, bro. I don't know what you're talking about. We didn't. Now, here's the thing. I can't say that Sonny told us about it. I can't say that you're kind of right, because then Sonny's going to freaking kill us, bro. Like, you can't do that. So, like, I don't know how we ended up talking him back into buying stuff from us, but eventually he started buying stuff from us, things like that. Other people ended up taking over Sonny's pawn shop. He had other people working for him, and we kind of got away from him and started doing other stuff. The game just evolves. But eventually come to find out that there was another guy that was in the same state as Sonny that he had a constant battle with before too. Now, we never sold to this guy because he was so far north that we didn't want to go that far to mess with him. Sonny ends up in prison for murder, okay, because he ended up killing this guy that he was in all these arguments with. Now, there was always something going on, and he was always telling us something about this guy. I'm not going to say his name because the only name I knew for this guy wasn't a nickname like the other two. But anyways, he ended up killing that dude and ended up in prison and died in prison for conspiracy to commit murder. I thought that was really crazy, man. We grew up around this dude, and he taught us a lot of how to avoid the police, how to get away with this, like the stuff that we didn't know. He was there to teach us pretty quickly. Here's a little bonus story about Sonny as well. I remember one time we come in and he was so messed up on morphine. He was high as hell on morphine. And this was like when the pawn shop had first started rolling, dude. And he's standing behind a counter and he says, do y'all want to see something crazy? And of course we're like, maybe, what I'm saying? Sure, whatever. What do you got, Sonny? This dude reaches down his pants and pulls out his junk, and there's a giant spider tattooed on top of it, bro. And I'm telling you, now, no homo, but this junk was huge, and this spider was right on top of a big old black widow right on top of his junk, bro. he just slapped it on the counter like, yo, look. And we're like, oh, put that thing away, bro, you know? But yeah, this dude was definitely crazy as hell. I definitely seen him do some gangster ass stuff. And as I got older and realized that this dude really was a killer, I guess, you know, that becomes a little bit scary when you think about it, man. So yeah, man, I just wanted to come in and drop a little story, give y'all something to look at, man. I haven't been posting any videos. I'm building up my TikTok at this time. Will be posting that ASAP, man. I'm trying to get a couple videos up, so there's a little library to go through. They are also in my shorts right now if you want to check those out before they even go to TikTok. But anyways, man, if y'all like this content, dude, hit that subscribe button, smash that notification bell, man. Drop a comment. Let me know what y'all want to hear. Let me know what you want to talk about. And appreciate you hanging out.
Kissing your brother on Twitter is wild.
Waste of our time.
There's no proof of us kissing on Twitter.
Fuck your face, yeah?
Yeah, there's no proof of that. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, that's completely wrong. Yeah.
Cause I'm an island boy. I'm just trying to make it.
Get me fucking way. Go on, get up. Go on, fuck off. Call yourself a fucking gangster. Hey! Where are you going?